Welcome everyone to God in Hollywood. Is God in Hollywood? I'm your host, Brenda Epperson.
Is it possible to change your whole life around?
Ty Coconato with God in Hollywood. We are at a unity event with Christians, Jews.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bachman. I am thrilled that I was able to be here at the Ascend Conference in California. I came here to talk about my heart of love for kids who are in difficult situations.
I will lift you when you're down, elevate you off the ground. I can turn it all around. It's time I get lifted. Break the chains and let you out. Elevate you through these clouds. Get you to your feet right now. It's time I get lifted.
No doubt, God is in Hollywood. Hi everyone, I'm Brenda Epperson and welcome to Actors Reporter. I am here with God in Hollywood and he is here. Let me tell you something. We're in the beautiful Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California. Do you hear that music in there? It is so exciting. There are thousands and thousands of kids here to elevate. We're going to meet Anthony Preston, the man behind this vision. Get ready to get lifted.
I will lift you when you're down, elevate you off the ground. I can turn it all around. It's time I get lifted. Break the chains and let you out. Elevate you through these clouds. Get you to your feet right now. It's time I get lifted.
And so Elevate takes a 90-minute show. We take a bunch of people in Hollywood that are young single people that are living this way and say, hey, look, it is possible to live a holistic lifestyle, to do things like wait till marriage, to do things like respect the opposite sex. It is possible to have a career without taking your clothes off all the time or being part of the casting couch. You actually can achieve all that you have in your heart to achieve. You just need to stay focused. You need a game plan, but mostly you need a movement and a group of mentors that can help you proactively walk these things out, and that's what Elevate does. So we take a 90-minute show that includes music, acting, some illusion, some dynamic speakers. We throw it all together. We get it on a stage in front of 1,000 kids, and we blow their minds. And it's something that they've 90% of the time never seen before.
Today's topic: alcoholism among teens. It is a fact, national statistic, that every 15 minutes a teen is involved in an alcohol-related driving incident. Today we want to shed some light on that lie, expose these kids to some truth and some self-worth, and generally help them
Get lifted.
Thank you so much for joining us with God in Hollywood, and I am here with the amazing Anthony Preston. Anthony, thank you so much for being here with us.
Amazing might be a stretch, but thank you.
No, amazing is good, and I think it describes you and your group and your international phenomenon, Elevate.
You've been prophetic.
I think I might be. I am amazed by what you do, and I sat there and listened to you and watched you in one of the sessions, and you said a few years ago you got this idea to encourage kids through art. How'd you get this idea, and who gave you this idea? Anthony
Who gave
Preston?
me this idea?
Yes.
Well, like yourself, my career started in daytime television.
Right.
From that, I was invited to be part of a national speaking tour.
What show were you on?
I was on Young and the Restless is where I started.
Really? I didn't. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I knew that.
Oh, really? And so from there,
Way before me, though, because I'm
way,
younger.
She's very.
I'm
this was
younger. So it must
yeah,
have been way before me, but
They were
go ahead.
weren't even sure what they were going to do with the show
Yeah.
when she came on.
Right.
So anyway, you saved the show. So basically, I was on this tour.
Sorry.
And I
What
was
tour?
out- It was a national speaking tour with a lot of other celebrities, and
Okay.
basically, it was a lot of these what I call the one-hit wonders. I saw a lot of people telling youth and teens what they should be doing.
Okay.
And I think there's some merit to that.
What did they say?
They'd say if you're potentially going to fail, so either don't dream too big or be realistic about your goals, and don't sleep around because you're probably going to catch an STD and things of this nature. And I was
That's
like,
depressing.
well, that's not exactly the most empowering speech.
No.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It'd be
Right.
like if someone came up to you and said, okay, now this scene's really tough. So if you fail, don't worry about it because we expect that
Right.
because you're not that good of an actor. You'd be like, what is
Right,
happening right now?
right.
So we decided to flip the script and say, what if we started talking to teens about their core and their heart and their identity, and really started going after them and saying, do you know that you matter? Do you know that you
Yes.
have a role and a goal and things
Yes.
that God's called you to do on the earth?
That's right.
And people looked at me and said, well, you can't ask a teen
what they want to do, that's ridiculous. They'll be completely irresponsible. They will be reckless. They'll be exploratory. You don't know what they're going to do. I said, well, you got them living in these boxes, not knowing who they are.
Right.
And because of that, those limitations, they're naturally prone to want to break out of that because that's what adolescence is.
For the first time I had sex with her, immediately after I felt terrible.
Peer pressure caused my best friend to leave me.
My girlfriends are saying I'm stupid because I'm not sleeping with my boyfriend.
And do you think when they finally understand who they are in Christ, they realize who they are and their purpose here on this earth?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing of it is when they get a vision of that they have a relationship, that God created them specifically, and that's really the key. Is that God made them unique, God gave them their own DNA.
Fearfully and wonderfully made.
Exactly. We tell them to get up and say, we do an exercise where I have someone stand up and say, okay, here's what I want you to do. Go out into the crowd and find the person that looks just like you. And
oh, that's cool. Okay, then what?
They're like, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, why? Like, well, because I'm unique. So based on the model of supply and demand, which is economics, if you have a low supply of something and their scarcity is low, all of a sudden you have high demand, which means the value is high.
Right.
So by that model, we know that one single person, because they're unique, because they have their own DNA, because they have their own little retinal arrangement, fingerprint, all this things, out of 6 billion people, that person's an individual, that person matters, that person has a call, and that's what's unique to them. So when I tell a teen, okay, before we get into what you did wrong or what your goal or dream is, do you know that you actually matter? They look at us like I do? If I had a $20 bill right now, and I set it on the ground and I kind of jumped up and down on it, what would it be worth? If I tore it in half and taped it back together? If I spent it buying drugs, what would it be worth? So you mean to tell me that no matter where it's been or what it's been through, its value hasn't changed?
One of the things I love that you have as part of your paragraph, your mission statement is to engage your audience with cutting-edge music, creative illusions, humor, to effectively relay the truth about sex, promiscuity, substance abuse. What is the truth about these things?
Can we just focus on me for a second?
Sweetheart, I cannot pause it.
It's about sex.
The lie was so big, you thought, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have sex before I get married. I'm supposed to have a girl. As a matter of fact, I'm not man enough until I have sex.
But what they don't tell you, they don't tell you that 80% of young people that get pregnant end up not ever graduating from high school.
Really, the truth is, if you feed a teen or make them laugh, they will listen to anything you say. But the truth of the matter is, there are certain dangers out there that will limit a person's potential.
Right.
What Elevate does differently is that we go in and we say, look, I'm not trying to tell you how to live. I'm not trying to tell you what to do.
They don't like that.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. In fact, when I leave here, guess who's not responsible for your well-being? But guess who is?
You, right.
So what I'm going to do
Accountability, which is in very short supply.
Show me your friends, I will show you your future.
I love that.
But what we tell them is, look, if you got a dream, everybody raises their hand, everybody's got a dream.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I can guarantee you 2 things.
Right.
If you listen to me for the next 90 minutes, I can guarantee you'll be that much closer to achieving that dream. You'll have the tools you need to fulfill that dream.
You guys are actually using the presentation and really applying skills or circumstances out in our true life that we actually can relate to. And it's funny and it really gets the crowd involved.
Now, people think I'm crazy when I say that, but the teens really look at us and go, that's right. If I do a drug, if I get a DUI, if I commit a crime, no one's going to bail me out. That's my responsibility. And somehow when you tell a teen that their actions matter and their actions, they really want to own that and they go, wow. So by the same token, I've got the power to actually fulfill what it is I'm called to do.
Hi, I'm here with
Tina?
And Tina learned
That you can always fix your mistakes and just reroute everything and just go back to normal.
And that's important?
Yes, very important.
It kind of like reinforced my thoughts on how differently I should do things and how I can still change.
Presented it like a different view of like real world experiences. Like it's not everything you see on TV.
What I learned today is that it's not wrong for you to do the right thing. So it's good to be safe instead of being sorry.
There are
reflected, like, it helped us see a little bit more that maybe there isn't everybody doing drugs and drinking, partying like that. Good. Makes you really think about, like, not having a kid and just taking life more serious and actually setting up for a goal instead of just going out and partying every night and not living for anything.
I like how it gave us all second chances and leave everything behind, and that each of your guys' stories related to our lives.
What's your name?
Vincent.
Vincent, it's nice to meet you. Pleasure, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Good?
Fine.
What'd you get out of today?
That I have the confidence to recalculate.
That you could do anything. If you put your mind to it, you can always change your life whenever you want.
I learned that you control your dreams and you determine who you are.
Right. And what you were saying at the beginning, you had an inspiration to do this. What was your inspiration? What inspired you? What was the moment? Was there a voice that, you know, you got to do this?
Well,
I mean,
what
was it?
Clouds party.
Well, I mean, hey, you know, you never know.
When Gabby Douglas, when she spoke today,
Oh.
she was talking about...
Tell everybody who Gabby Douglas is.
You don't know?
Just in case.
Gabby Douglas is 2012 London two-time gold medalist, first African American to accomplish what she's
U.S.
done.
Olympiad.
U.S. Olympian for in gymnastics.
Yes.
And she started at absolutely nothing.
Right.
Poverty-stricken family.
Right.
But the really interesting turn of events for her was when one of the competitions she actually won was an exhibition which didn't mean anything.
Right.
She'd fallen 7 times, and as we know, the Bible says, righteous person falls 7 times and gets back up. But in her field, you fall, you're done. That could potentially be career-ending.
Right.
She found the strength to get back up and kept going, and I told her, I said, you know, it's funny how at Elevate we say integrity is what you do correctly when no one else is looking. It's when you continue to do what's right when no one's watching. And in that moment for her was that epiphany where God said, I'm going to test you in this. And I want to test your identity, and now that you know who you are in me, like we talked about, then she went on to win gold. Not just once, in case you didn't get the point, twice.
What was your inspiration, Anthony? First of all, do you have kids?
I have no kids.
Okay, see, this is amazing. This man has no kids, and he is inspiring, encouraging, strengthening, and motivating kids worldwide.
My inspiration
What was your inspiration?
That I feel that I think I had good role models.
Okay.
I think what has how I stayed on the right path is I had people that actually did speak life into me.
Right.
I see teens today. We have the highest rate of fatherlessness nationwide that we've ever had. We have a lot of people who have no guidance. And I thought, how can we expect them to do what they're called to do if they're not given the tools to do it?
Right.
And I simply said, I was blessed. I always promised myself, my career in anything, I would always give back to however God blessed me. And so I said, one of those things he blessed me with was great guidance. I said, these teens have nothing. But I said, we're going to do guidance. We're going to speak truth. We're going to do it in a fun, creative, cool way. It's never been done before. That was the inspiration.
So that was your inspiration.
Most people could actually relate to the things that were happening. Was really good.
There's not one thing that's negative about your group. It's all positive.
You were given back with the gift that you had been given. I love that. You guys, we've been so elevated here. We thank you so much for changing lives. And I'm so excited to see what God is going to do for you and for Elevate and for the future of the generations of these children. Thank you so much for watching God in Hollywood. Anthony Preston, you rock. Pump it out. Ooh. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Get lifted. I don't know what that is.
Can't see me.
But it's a new, but I'm trying it on.
High, whoa, so raise your hands and start to climb, whoa, and we won't take this lying down.